Hey everybody, this is Stone-Faced Reactions. That is Shy. I am Theta. We're here to react to Stone-Faced Reactions.
Yeah.
Ah! I
Oh man,
warned you up front.
we're showing our colors early.
Leaving it
For
in.
viewers, for you viewers, Theta and I are both really just out of it today. Hard days, hard days, and we're recording at the end of it all. For me, beginning for him, but yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a rough one. Please be patient with me.
Yeah,
Theta too, if you feel like it.
it doesn't help that it's just a three-letter acronym that also starts with an S.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't help.
Yeah, summertime render. And the moment that I loaded up the episode, I wanted to say, it looks like we're getting an info dump today.
This is the worst day to get an info dump.
Well, I don't know what splash screen you've got, but I've got something describing past
uh,
history.
I have a black screen.
Ah, see, I was loaded up with a splash screen of some sort.
I probably should, but I just kind of hit the play button, and
Oh,
when the
see,
player stops loading, I paused immediately.
I think that's the difference is I don't hit play, so I have whatever is on there. Because I don't hit play until we
Oh.
start. Because I don't want
Yeah,
to.
I have my auto stuff turned off, so it won't auto start skip or all that.
See, that's my problem is I do that. I leave that stuff on for when I'm
Yeah.
watching my own shit.
Right,
Like,
right.
you want auto skip and auto play on when you're 1,000
Thinking by
in on
yourself.
One
Yeah.
Piece.
Right?
The summertime render or the show recordings, rather. You don't want to end of the episode start talking about what you just watched and oh shit, now we're playing next episode.
Yeah, we had that problem a lot when you and I first started doing the show, I think. Like it
Yeah.
would happen to me all the time. Oh man, I'm gonna be straight with you. I don't remember almost anything from last time.
Okay. Let's piece together. Episode before last was the one that ended with the guy in a mask.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Hang
So
on.
I'm gonna say I'm in the
Uh,
same boat as I.
Summertime rendering episode 17 summary on Google. Here we go. Now I just have to hope one of these pages wants to load. There we go. All right. Oh, could you stop just giving vague opinions and give me some examples here? Nope. All right. I got that one person who was giving a very vague opinion, and then everything else is just like,
I remember.
when is this coming out? It's been out.
I remember Mio did something. I think kept suggesting that real Mio has a crush on Shinpei.
Yeah, and she definitely does.
Right, I don't
She
just
was
remember that
she was
happened.
trying to I forget what she was doing. She was being really antagonistic towards regular Mio for some reason.
Well, I think it's because she has a limited lifespan, whereas Mio has the human lifespan. Like, Shadow Mio is going to vanish in a week. So she's
Yeah.
like trying to force her real self to do the things that she knows she wants to do, but is too
Was
afraid to
it
do.
last episode or the one before it where he talked about, "Oh, if I actually manage to like get rest and make it past X point, I can go back a little bit further."
I think that's been in both of the last two episodes because
Okay.
2 episodes ago we had that. I was about to call it animation, but it's all animation. Where we had that thing where he was like showing us the line and the forward line of time and him. Sorry, I don't know what it's called. It's like the visual form of an analogy, whatever that's called.
A visual form of an analogy?
Right? Like,
I think that's just is there a term for that?
I'm
If this
sure
is so,
there
I don't know
is.
it.
It's
There
just,
probably is.
instead of being on the tip of my tongue, it's somewhere in the nebulous regions of my brain that I'm no longer able to access right now.
I mean, Heck, if there can be a visual metaphor, I'm sure there can be a visual analogy.
Oh, an example.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, I was
I
just
didn't think
thinking
about
what,
it like that.
like Event Horizon, when they fold the paper over and like explaining a wormhole, he shoves the pencil through two pieces of paper. That is a visual analogy, which I guess is an example.
You know, it's pretty clear how tired we are if we couldn't figure that out like immediately.
Man, my brain is like a balloon right now. So
I hear
I feel like I'm trying to push my way out of my skull.
you. Oh man. Yeah, okay. I'm not finding too much on this, so I say we just hit start and it's probably gonna give us small little snippets that'll wake our
Yeah, I
memory up.
don't remember anything big happening last episode.
It was
Otherwise,
kind of a episode.
otherwise I think we would have remembered.
Yeah, right. Like usually I'll remember some hype thing. Whatever the most hypest thing was for me at least, but I don't know.
All
Blanks.
right, well, let's watch.
Let's watch.
1732年、享保の大飢饉の折、人ヶ島にも餓死者が続出した。島の存亡の危機に瀕したある日、表浜に巨大なクジラが流れ着いた。島民は、このクジラは神の恵みだと喜び、食べようと集まった。ある漁師の娘がクジラに近づいたその時、クジラの体がまばゆく光り、瞬く間にその娘そっくりの姿になった。そしてそれは娘を食らった。たたりを恐れた島民は、その娘を荒人神ヒルコ様として祭り上げたという。これが人ヶ島に
Yo,
伝わる
I saw them
ヒルコ
talking about a whale and then suddenly she said goddess and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, and also if they were starving, the fact that the whale vanished and then the person ate a person doesn't mean that they stopped starving.
I don't know. But hey, Theta, did you know that 80% of your viewers are not subscribed?
Fuck, I'm a failure.
Is it still 80%? Last time you checked the statistic? I know it ranges, but...
I'm always throwing that Griff. I think it was higher last time.
85?
I think around 87, something like that. Because
87? Come on.
we get a lot of new viewers. I mean, there are a lot of returning viewers too. I guess it's the returning viewers that are not subscribed, which is the kick in the ass.
I actually know a few people who pop in to watch our episodes from time to time, so that's pretty cool.
Right, I mean returning non-subscribers.
Oh, no, I totally get that. That was just an unrelated thought.
Because if you don't subscribe, you'll never be aware of new content that comes out.
And, like, we're watching some pretty good mid-tier stuff, guys.
And you guys don't even know what's coming out next season. And openings to shows that we can actually put on the channel.
Oh my god, the openings. That's a whole thing right now. Is Karikiri the morgue guy?
The what?
The morgue guy? The one that they went at the other episode? Who I thought was Shibe. Or not Shibe.
You mean that the girl's dad?
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't think so. It'd be odd for them to bring it up. Well, it'd be odd for them to bring it up now.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy. That's right, we ended last episode approaching the shrine on top of the hill. And this guy was sweeping.
Yes, that's right.
So I guess that's him, Karakie or whatever.
Game.
昔は RPG ばっかりで、今は PC の FPS とかシミュレーションゲームとか好きやね。今年も行くんですか？いや、今年はもう無理やろな。FF7 リメイクやりたかったな。
Yo, name dropping it, okay. Man's got
I mean, I hear that. I'm waiting to play that myself.
Oh, are you waiting for the whole thing first?
Oh, no. I did a series here on the channel where I started with Final Fantasy 1. and I got all the way up to Final
Oh.
Fantasy VI. So I haven't played original. Well, I played original back in the day, but
Oh, are you gonna do original and then remake like right after?
probably not. I'll probably do 7 and then 8, then 9. The plan was to go chronologic.
Okay. Chronologically, as in like release.
Yeah. But
So when
so
are you playing 14?
I've already played a bit of 14. I mean, I've gotten to Heaven's Sword.
Oh, nice. That's when the game starts getting good.
Well, I wanted to play a
Stormblood
machinist.
was lame. Shadowbringers is incredible.
I wanted to play a machinist, so I had to get to Heaven's Sword to unlock that. But then I didn't want to level the machinist from 30 up, so I didn't. I stopped playing for a while.
That's fair. I don't know when you decided to do that, but when they launched Shadowbringers, they completely reworked the class into my main again.
I decided to do that when Heaven's Sword was new.
Oh, okay. It was dog. It was dog crap then, honestly. It's good now. It's real good.
人の細胞は新陳代謝で日々新しいものと入れ替わってる。細胞分裂、コピーを繰り返してね。それが一瞬で起きたかゆっくり起きたかだけの差でしかない。つまりコピーはオリジナルと同じだと。そう思いますね。私は。
You know, this guy's wrong.
そんなことばっかり考えてるんですか?
Look, anybody who knows anything about cancer knows that slight mutations in any copying process can create undesired effects.
I shouldn't laugh.
I'm just saying that it's true.
Like, excitement with which you were like, hey, listen though. And I'm like, I shouldn't laugh, but you're right.
Well, I mean, you can also do the photocopier example too. 2 photocopies start degrading after a while.
Yeah.
That's why we all died at old age. Poor copying process.
Cells can't keep up.
でも宇宙空間では変身できるものは限られている。おそらくそれは隕石の形で地球にやってきた。
Oh, so the shadows are now space aliens.
The show is really losing me hard with this.
ここまではヒズルさんの想像に過ぎない。
Because that takes some of the, like, fantasy, the magic out of it. And I guess it replaces it with sci-fi, but that's not what we've been dealing with this whole time.
そして何らかの原因でこの島に流れ着き、クジラを見に集まったある漁師の娘をコピーした。それが影の病の始まりですよ。確かにヒルコ伝承はその通りやけど、まさかその
I mean, it could be cool if all of this was based on real mythology, like in 1795 and people on an island actually did see a falling star, etc., etc.
Are you willing to do the research into that?
No. That's what
Then I
the...
think we should just muse about it.
I was going to say, that's what the commenters were pointing out before, that we're not so entrenched in Japanese religion that we're not capable of immediately recognizing things that should be obvious if we were.
Yo, I'm so out of touch with, like, Japanese mythology. I don't know if Tsukuyomi is, like, the moon god or something different. I don't know who's what. All I know is Susanoo's the sun god, and they generally tend to revere local spirits over main deities. That's all I know. Oh, also something bunnies are the moon.
70年も昔の写真になぜあなたが写ってるんですか？狩切正人さん。いや、菱形秀彦。お前が死でだ。
No way!
So her dad, the original girl's dad.
Ishida.
Although that also means that she's lied to us before. 'Cause remember, she said that the other girl was her original. Creepy.
I actually don't think it is lying, because we have the whale who became Heine.
So you mean she's been this little girl for 200 years and then changed forms?
Yes.
Why is she getting an IV?
We're still waiting for that. We're still waiting. Oh, you know what it might be? After several hundred years, maybe her body can't replicate the way that it was supposed to anymore.
No,
You know?
they
Like,
covered that in a
Oh,
previous episode
oh, did they?
where I think I can't remember, it was one of the shadows or somebody was explaining that she's the only one that can replicate continuously, and everybody else can only do it like a certain number of times.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember that. I was just saying maybe she's finally hit her threshold.
It's possible. But that'd be something that they would reveal to us as like her motivation at some point.
Yeah, we don't know her motivation yet, still. So he's not a shadow, but he's not a human either. Is he something... I don't know.
ひろこ様が影の母やったら、それを祀ってる人神社がめっちゃ怪しいやん。カリキリさんは宮司なんやから。
ほやけど、カリキリは人間なんやろ。
四本腕はなぜ顔を隠す。奴が影
Oh, was that him?
別人に変身すればいいだけ。
Is he the forearm guy?
Yes. They had said that when your boy pulled the gun on him.
I know you already got spoiled to that.
To what?
Who the forearm guy was.
I wasn't actually. They were lying to me.
顔を隠すっちゅうことは見られたらまずい。つまり、わしらがよう知ってる。
So I'm very pleasantly surprised, but it's also interesting that it's some guy we just met.
Well, no, they just said that he's hiding his face. That's someone that we all know very well, and we just met this guy, so they're implying that it's not him. Unless they've known the priest the whole time and we haven't.
We haven't. He hasn't been in the show at all, but these characters all know him, and now we're seeing different loops that he's gone through where they're talking about it.
That's a stupid loophole. I hate that.
Yeah.
The characters know him, but we, the viewer, have never seen him before.
Right? Because, like, we've been to the shrine twice, if you count the first time where, the siblings were killed.
I don't
And
remember
neither
that.
times he was there. Like the very, very beginning. When I say the siblings, I mean the one sharing the body.
Was that the shrine? I thought it was an
Yeah.
abandoned house in the woods.
It was, on their way up to the shrine, I believe.
これを見たまえ。奴はハイネの守護者
I think they were going up to the shrine to sort of check it out, and then they ran into Mio for the first time.
I'm also somewhat confused about what we're doing right now.
I am too. Ever since they said, hey, by the way, it's an alien whale, I'm like, what? It really is ReZero, actually. Holy crap.
Well, no, I don't mean like what their plans are. I mean, on the top of the screen, it keeps telling us what loop they're in. And they went back to the 5th loop, and now we're on the 7th loop.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
It's all the different characters in the different loops. They all just know, I guess. But now we're back in the main loop, I think.
Well, it's like if they were talking about it back in the 5th loop, then they all knew. In
Right,
the 5th
but
loop.
they're showing us, the viewers, that they said that in the past because they didn't show us that info. This is them retroactively flashing back for an info dump.
そして神の夫を自称し、ハイネの名字カリキリを名乗り始める。そして、シデヒコには兄がいた。ハイネの出産後、ひしがた家は分家した。以後はカリキリ家が
This is just so much to follow. I don't... I'm not grabbing any of this.
Well, I think the problem now is that they threw me off with somebody fucked a kid.
Yeah.
Because she only has a child body.
Okay. So, the actual original guy had a child with the goddess whale, and then the one that's there right now is the child.
No, I
He's
followed
half
that.
shadow.
I followed that part.
I'm saying that for me, because I'm
Okay.
not following.
Gotcha.
I just want to make sure saying it out loud, the mental gymnastics makes sense.
Like I said, I hooked onto the fact that she only has the child body. So,
Yeah, I'm there with you.
私の父だ。その写真も父が撮った。今の奴の肉体が生まれた時のものだよ。シデはこの秘術を繰り返し、
Okay, so just repeatedly he keeps rebirthing himself through her.
Right, so he's not like an immoral being. He's just
Constantly in a
reincarnating.
cycle. So really, he's kind of on the same spectrum as our main character.
やれやれ、ずるいな、新平君。ループするんやもん。帰省して一日でここまで来ますか。ま、座って一杯いかがです？毒なんか入ってませんよ。認めるんやな。あの時はね、私が40の時やから、1732年の夏ですね。世に言う享保の大飢饉が起きた年です。知ってます？日本史の教科書に載ってますよ。えらい凶作でね、漁に出る大人が死んで魚も取れんようになってしもてな。でもそこにハイネが現れた。この島では海から流れ着いたものに神様が宿るって信じてたから。ハイネはまさに神そのものやった。そして彼女は人を食う
By the way, it's real.
をもたらした。その伝承。
Yeah, I think one of the commenters before was implying that. Like if
Also
you're
don't
referring
remember
to
that.
if this story being real.
Yeah, the
like actual mythology.
Kyoho or whatever famine is real.
Oh, yeah, absolutely it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 1732, etc. It's all.
そりゃ牛尾ちゃんと同じく邪魔やったからでしょうが、昼子堂を発見して公表しようとしましてね。愚かな夫婦でしたが、母が美味しくいただきました。こいつ、ヒュルさん。
Oh, so Shide personally killed his parents.
And these faces. I know it's
I'm
high
glad
emotion.
they got ugly faces.
I know it's high emotion. It just.
Ugly faces are so important when it comes to drawing. Like, people are ugly when they cry, when they get angry, you know? It's gotta show. That's his mom wife.
Yeah, it's his mother daughter.
Yeah, his mom wife daughter.
God, yeah. Damn. Because if he keeps getting born from her, it means he keeps fucking her. Oh, this is bad. Well, clearly he wants to die, so don't kill him. Unless that's what he expects you to do.
I wasn't thinking that at all.
Now I'm only thinking about the half-headed babies. I thought he was going to be fine for a second because we have the half-headed babies that what's-her-name controls.
You think?
俺がやるって言うたやろ。お前にこんなことさせるつもりじゃ。
やっぱり新平が人殺しらしたらあかん。
なんでや。こいつは俺の敵や。
新平は優しいからきっと後悔したよ。人として見てるやろ。私のことも、こんな奴のことも。汚れ役は全部私に任しとき。
牛尾。
I see why she was winning character popularity contests before. I like a woman who'll kill for me.
I think she's dropped pretty hard in the rankings.
Probably. But this show has dropped pretty hard, in all fairness. Ah, there he is. I knew it wasn't dead.
Yeah, I guess that's what he was indicating. And there's more than one of him.
はい、ワンダウン。
He basically pointed it out when my arm isn't burned or whatever he said. Oh, you idiot, shoot yourself in the head before you ran out of bullets like you did.
残念やったね、新平君。ほんのちょっぴり負荷が足らんかったとちゃいますか。
Wait, how did he catch those bullets? I just saw blood.
I didn't think he got them.
Oh, he maybe just pulled him out then.
Oh, it's the Thanos maneuver. Should have gone for the head.
あいつが何を考えてんのか知っときたいんです。でないと殺すなんて無理です。なんで俺の両親を殺したんか、あいつの口から理由を聞きたい。わしらも境内まで行かせてもらうぞ。わかりました。
You don't know the way to do it, is just say everything you said before.
I've already lost it.
あかんな。これやと会話の内容までは聞き取れやん。お前純正相手にしたらええわよ。
So I assume giant half-headed babies are about to appear.
Yeah, that's how she calls them.
I remember her doing it that every other time.
No, she hasn't, because they've always just kind of been there.
今どんな気分ですか、新平君。ラスボス前のセーブデータが消えた小学生の気分かな。後ろは死んだ。ガキどもがこの私のエンディングを変えられるとでも。大丈夫よ。何があっても私がついてる。君とループする。
I doubt she's gone. I don't think they're gonna take Ushio out of the picture.
She's just gonna be in his eye, don't worry.
Or is he wearing one of her things?
Oh, he has the necklace. He usually has a necklace. She probably, like, copied a small part of herself into, like, something of his.
I don't know. It would be a
For
great...
the time being, she dead though.
Say it'd be a great twist if she actually was.
And look, his magic eye is bleeding, like crying blood.
Yeah, well, what's her name does too. Oh, there we go.
That's what I'm saying.
It's unblurred.
It's so neat.
I still gotta give him
this is the
props
first
for
time-
having done that.
Definitely. And this is the first time the ending sequence has changed as well.
Yeah, goodbye, ED for Ushio, as she's never actually coming back again.
Usually they'll only do something like this for a character that stays dead.
Oh, Jesus imagery. I mean, to be fair, it's hard to get attached because we knew she was going to die in 6 days no matter what.
I don't know. She was like the one character that I was like pretty cool with. Like I really liked her. I think I was definitely a fan.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that. I mean that she is a shadow of a certain variety down from the main one, which means that she had a limited lifespan.
Right.
So at least she died doing something rather than dying to shadow
No,
old
he's bringing her
age.
back. She's coming back, 100%. No, it was in the ending. It's coming back.
Misread that for a second. Thought it said made it
Same.
made it back.
Oh, I thought like my tired brain was like Made in Abyss. That's not this show.
Like you kept saying, she's coming back, she's coming back. Oh, made it
Coming
back.
Oh, I didn't even catch that for a second.
That would be a huge spoiler. And then naming it.
Oh man. Oh, the last episode's supposed to air the 30th. Dang.
So yeah, massive lore dump. Most of it over the top of my head. Except for the creepy parts that exist mostly in fan fiction of basement dwellers.
I'm kind of mad that like the main bad thing is a giant whale. It's literally ReZero, but slightly more tolerable.
How far into ReZero did you get?
Nah, but
Because I mean, the
I don't know.
giant whale in ReZero is nothing. So
I know, but I don't know. I feel really like this is shaping up to be like, okay, so we got deities, we got this like fantasy aspect, and it's like, nah, it's aliens, just aliens. Don't worry about it. Just
I
trying to go
mean,
back to space.
I'm not too bothered by the fact that they're aliens and not
I wouldn't
gods.
care about that if it felt like that might have been where it was going, but they were like, monsters, fantasy, now gods, aliens. Like what? You like it feels like they just completely threw off like the vibe of the show, to me at least.
Well, what I mean is that I was equally as put off when they started investigating the fishing god angle, because
Mhm.
that was also an explanation. I just felt like I would have been better off in the dark about to the origins and just trying to figure out how they work.
I would have been fine with that, but I guess if her ultimate goal is to go back to space, I guess we needed that. But
You
why
know,
does that need to be her ultimate goal?
is that her ultimate goal?
They were implying that. I don't think they implied that. I think they straight up said it because they were talking about her going back, and then Shinpei was like, "Well, dude, you can't go back to space with her. What do you want with that?" And he's like, "Don't care, not my job. I'm just trying to get her there."
I mean, I guess he could probably wear the shadows as like a spacesuit, kind of like he's already doing his armor. But I guess what they could be doing is a Romero kind of twist.
I'm not familiar.
Dawn of the Dead.
No, I've seen Shaun of the Dead.
Well, Dawn of the Dead, they're very ambiguous as to the cause of why the dead are rising from the grave. Like, they talk about radiation from space, they talk about disease. Basically, they throw everything out. Like, we don't know what's causing it. Here's a bunch of stuff that could have caused it.
Right.
It's like, so now we have fishing god, we also have asteroid impact. That feels like just throwing everything out there. Like, who
Right?
knows? Who
It's a
knows?
little bit of everything. It's like I was honestly really really fine with them being these people eating monsters that are just replacing them doing whatever. I was like, that's pretty cool, doppelganger story. I'm here for that. And I was like literally let it go when it was just the goddess thing. But man, why are they just they're throwing everything at the dartboard and just like letting it be?
I
That's
feel
what I don't
like
know. Maybe it feels like that.
I feel like they
Maybe I'm
wrote
being too
everything from
harsh.
the top down. Like they had a end plan, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well let's write it from the top, the very end, and we'll write it down so we can have all these reveals. And now we're seeing where they wanted to go, which viewing it from the bottom up isn't where we wanted to be.
Yeah. What is it? A 25 episode series?
I believe so.
I feel like episode 18 is a little late for that kind of reveal. Like we've already put so much time into understanding like this is how they work. This is what they are. Cool. Why are you changing it again?
I really feel like this could have been a 12 episode anime.
Easily. Easily.
Because there were a couple of things where they just like put in filler in the well, it's not obviously it's not filler. It just feels like filler,
Yeah.
and it feels like we could have like ended on that one night where we already saw the shadows win.
Hmm.
We just ended there. Like, what if we
That
just
would have been a
completely?
really unsatisfying ending, but I feel like maybe in the long run it might have been better than whatever's coming.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot of evil wins endings.
No, because even when the shadows win, I mean, it's a win for Shinpei. He died, sure, but he got what he needed out of it.
Have you
Most
ever
time.
seen a movie? It's been remade once. It's like an originally 50s movie, I think, On the Beach.
No, sir.
It's like a post-nuclear war movie where the idea is that like radioactive winds are sweeping in from the north. Like all the northern continents and nations are already dead, and basically everyone that's left is living in Australia. And the nuclear winds
Oh.
are just blowing south. So there's not how is humanity going to survive. It's just we have this long, and then we're all going to die. Radiation is just going to kill us all. We have ended humanity. Now we're just waiting to die. And the majority of the movie is, hey, there's a radio message coming from Alaska. Maybe there's survivors up there. Maybe there's a way to survive. And a sub goes up there and it finds out it's just something stupid. In the original, it's like a uh, curtain. What's the thing that hangs down, lift and raise curtains?
Oh, blinds.
Yeah, it blind cord is tapping against a radio uh, Morse code transmitter, and
I'm crying.
well, because it's like gibberish, and they
Right,
don't
right.
understand why it's gibberish. In the remake, they're getting like text message. Well, they're getting like a giant burst of information, and it's all garbled except for certain bits of text. And they go there and they realize it's a solar powered laptop thing.
Uh-huh.
So every time during a specific point of the day, light pours in through a window, hits the photoreceptor on the laptop, and it broadcasts because it was a journalist from Australia in Alaska reporting on whales or something. So, like, she's giving a report about how the whales are still alive, and they can't figure out because they're getting, like, still alive, and then something about whales, like, why the fuck are they talking about whales? But yeah, no, it's very much I would call it an evil wins ending because it's a bad ending. Nobody survives. That's the end of the world. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's the kind of ending I could have gotten from this. Just a lackluster, you can't fight fate ending. That this is what happened, and even though you have the power to move through time, this is what always was.
Okay. How only because I don't understand, like, how would you fill the show between the start and the end then, with that being the goal?
Oh, God. There was a book that I loved called Flash Forward, and they
Okay.
tried to make a TV show out of it. The TV show sucks, so don't even look that up.
All right.
The entirety of the book is you're at the CERN. You're at CERN in Switzerland, trying to find the Higgs boson. This was before it was actually found. They do the
I don't know what that
experiment.
is.
Oh, it's like a elementary particle that could prove like the Big Bang.
Oh, okay. Actually, I did know that.
Yeah, they're doing that experiment there. They activate the experiment. Everybody on Earth passes out for like 5 minutes. And
Wow.
when they're passed out, they see a brief glimpse of the future. So some people don't see anything because they're dead, and they all try to figure out what the hell that means. And like this guy, he's in a loving relationship with a woman who has a child that he's trying to raise as his own. And in his glimpse, he wakes up in bed with another woman, and he tells, it's all about the future and how mutable or immutable it is.
That
And they
makes
go
sense. Yeah.
through both philosophy and scientific principles that explain it. Like I believe Einstein came up with the idea of a limestone uh, uh, universe where everything is set in stone. I mean, they talk about everything, but it's also in the midst of a story. So that's how I would try and describe it in this anime about seeing the future, going back in time, trying to fix it, but then also discussing the philosophy of being able to change the future.
Okay, so instead of being the focal point, the shadows would be more of a storytelling tool, an instrument for his time lapse and for the reason for these discussions.
It would be the instigator of getting the audience
Yeah.
involved and wanting to see him succeed, but ultimately would just be no more different than him making a sandwich.
Good example.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, in an immutable future, everything is set in stone, so you can't stop it no matter what. But then again, it also goes back into there's a lot of stuff to unravel there, and there would be, I don't know, in fact, I think you could make a 25 episode anime about that rather than this.
Probably. Might be easier with a lot of self-contained stories, too.
I mean, Steins Gate kind of did that, but I don't know if you watched Steins Gate.
No, I keep being recommended it, and I just keep not looking at it.
I mean, it kind of does it kind of doesn't, but I mean, I think
Anything that has the word time associated with it, I'm not too interested.
I mean, fair. I'm not going to try and change anyone's mind. I like never going to watch JoJo's. That's a thing
There we
apparently
go.
people love.
You know, the thing is, I love JoJo's, but I can't recommend it to most people. I straight up have to tell people, if you want to watch something that's really colorful and has cool powers, JoJo's. But if you need something with a story and characters with depth and things to make sense, get the frig away from this show. Like, I cannot recommend it to you.
Look, I already watched Zatch Bell. I'm good.
No, Zatch Bell actually, like... Zatch Bell sets rules and follows them for the most part. JoJo's breaks them because they want to. Which is part of the charm. It's part of the charm, but you have to like that. But anyway.
Not for me.
That's totally fine. I'm not going to sell you on it. I'm not going to try to.
So yeah, this episode was just weird.
Yeah, overall, I'm really just every episode. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting like disappointed, something slightly cool, disappointed. You know, I don't know.
I mean, I don't like Shinbei in this episode either because he's acting emotional.
He was acting so like he hasn't given like a shit about his parents this whole time, and then like out of nowhere, the dude's like, "Hey, I killed your parents. It was fun." And he's like, "Oh, cool. I'm gonna kill you." Except, also, I'm not. And it's like, bro,
I mean,
can you like pick a side, right?
I mean, he has cared, but he doesn't know directly who caused their death. It's been like leading up, like, oh, they died. Okay. Oh, they died investigating this. Okay. Oh, they died investigating this, and we killed them. Okay. They died investigating this, and I killed them. And then he flips out. It's like, okay. Haven't you been?
He could have gotten angrier earlier.
Well, it seems to me like he should be inured to this by now because he's watched Mio die. He's watched himself die. He watched everybody die. He's watched Ushio die a couple of times. Sometimes there were fake outs. It seems to me he shouldn't be so fucking emotional anymore. At all. He should be dead inside.
Yeah, I don't know. He's consistent as a character, but then these moments feel weird. And it's like I feel like it should humanize him, but it just feels weird.
I mean, he's crying, like, bawling his eyes out that Ushio's now dead, right?
Yeah.
But he rides the ferry back home the day after she died to go to her funeral. And he didn't bawl his eyes out at the funeral.
Yeah.
When he saw her dead body.
I guess there's something different about seeing an already dead body and watching her explode in front of you. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't care about Shinpei anymore.
Well, I mean, I guess at least
I don't know.
At least they've given us a cast of side characters, I guess.
Yeah, because, like, the side characters can be reduced down to, Mio is in love with him. Best friend is best friend character. He has a sister. And then there's the blonde one who actually has the character. Hunter Man, almost nothing. And then we have the siblings that share the body who actually are real characters.
Yeah, they're
That's
complicated. Cool. They're a complicated twist.
They actually have some depth, which is cool.
Oh man, they really did blow the old guy's load real quick, didn't they?
They really. Cool. Every time he shows up, he's cannon fodder.
Well, no, I mean like, man, what are you all about? And it's like, okay, I'm gonna show you what my thing is. Yeah, I'm gonna show you what my thing is, and boom. All right, we're done. Let's never talk about me ever again. Everybody else is at these build-up. Like even best friend, who you just only described as best friend who has a sister, he's in love with Ushio. He's working his way up
Yeah.
to breaking it to her, which he did once before, immediately being killed. But at least we know what's going on in his head. Also, I think he also has a big thing for history. Because
I
remember,
can't remember
they
either way,
did
but I'll believe you.
when they way back in the real beginning, they were coming up with code words. And he's like the fall of Babylon or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah, no, I think I remember something like that. Okay, yeah.
So he has something. He's a nebulous character at best because he doesn't do anything really. But
He
he has
doesn't.
he has elements about him, like those
It's
old
fair. I hadn't thought about that.
those old Red Letter Media videos when they like to can you describe this Star Wars prequels character without physically describing them.
Right.
Well, he falls into that. We can describe him because he has things about him, which is more than old man.
Yeah, I think you'd do a lot better than I could in that department, but you're definitely right about that. You could say more about him than the old guy.
Well, I think a lot of the earlier episodes were character development. We were
Yeah.
watching them more for the mystery unfolding, but that's also where we picked up all the stuff about the characters that we now know about them. Because God, they're not giving us anything now.
Actually, honestly, the sister character has a lot of depth. I don't think I mentioned her. I think I just mentioned she exists, but she's got a lot going on between her mom and working with the baby shadows and like all that like moral stress from having to do what she's been doing, all to find out it was a lie.
I mean, I agree with
Like
you.
she's got a lot going on. I haven't thought about
She
that.
has a lot
And
going
half of that
on.
extends to him.
She has a lot going on. But
She
what?
doesn't have a lot of presence.
Yeah, but say, what do you
She's
know?
got like the opposite problem as him.
What do you know about her though?
She keeps her eyes closed.
Yeah, because I mean, she had some meaningful scenes in the same bit where they all die during the festival.
Yeah.
Still, I couldn't tell you one thing about her that doesn't involve what she does.
Yeah. That's yeah.
I mean, she wasn't even too put off by her dad trying to kill her. Oh, but never mind, she wasn't there. I wonder if they told her. Because remember, that was Mio's shadow was there pretending to be her.
Right.
So when she had shot, so I wonder if they even told her. Hey, straight up, we're about to go interrogate your dad, but you ought to know he tried to kill you.
You know, thinking on it, I think we mentioned before there was a moment where they really could have done something with her when she decided to join up with them, and they just didn't.
Yeah, she was just on.
She's kind of getting shafted a lot.
She was just on their side out of nowhere. There wasn't a scene of the brother talking to her.
Yeah, like it's logical that she swapped sides, right? But like, why should I care that she swapped? I care more about her two giant babies than her.
I mean, I don't even know if it's logical because it seems like she's almost in that in too deep part. Like, I got these two giant babies. If I turn, they can turn on me and kill me. I mean, was she even certain that they were going to
No,
follow her?
Yes, she did something to them. They definitely established that.
Alright, well, I must have missed that if Ushio did something to her.
Ushio rewrote them, like she did with the other ones.
They said I must have missed that. I mean,
Yeah,
it makes sense that that's why they're following her, if she did. Because I know she did, like, to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mom.
Honestly, though, I don't know. Final notes: disappointment, not optimistic moving forward.
I mean, I appreciate that this episode tried to lore dump. Like, the
I get it.
Kyo famine was a real thing. So I liked when they use real things. I mean, obviously, the descendants of those people probably not too enthused by this anime's use of their dead ancestors, but I do appreciate it when you use real history to try and make your show more punctuated.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. One of my favorite things is like, you'll have like a person or an event in history, and then you'll see this like fictional series, and like this is what really caused it, though. You know, that's fun.
Yeah, like when you. God, I don't know if I've ever brought it up before. I know I probably didn't text. God, I can't remember what it's called. There was a earthquake happened in Tokyo. not the recent one. Oh my God, 17th century, something like that, where it caused tsunamis and tidal waves, but it also caused firestorms in Tokyo as well. And I mean, like,
Jesus.
literal fire tornadoes. And in the midst of it and in the aftermath, wandering mobs of people tried to blame other people for literally an earthquake. So then you also had, like, racial unrest between different groups of Japanese people trying to kill each other in a firestorm city. And it's like, this is, one, it's horrible on the humanity side,
That's
but
hysteria.
yeah, it's horrible from a human side. But from the other side, can you imagine just making a Yoko series or something like this? A yokai series of,
Yeah, no, because like literally the whole time you're describing these like disaster caused by a disaster by a disaster, I'm like, what gods did they piss off?
yeah, you just make anything easily about that. And it's like, yeah, this is great. This is obviously good inspiration. But yeah, no,
Right.
that's my final thought on the episode is,
I'm gonna agree with you on that though. That was cool how they tried to tie into like an actual event and they were like, let's make it more fun, But I don't know. I don't know.
alright, well, this has been Stone-Faced Reactions. That's been Shy. I'm pointing behind me again, even though my thumb is pointing that way.
I am
And,
behind you.
and I am Theta. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?